Oh, I think we're getting it there, aren't we? The way that the pines look, the bark of the pines looks in the low light of the setting sun. Thankfully, another intact bridge. You know, there's nothing here. It's just new. So just a year old, and so there's nothing. There's not all a lot of roadside advertising. There's not a lot of services. And it's nice to record it now that it's so pristine, and then probably in 10 years compare it. And of course, if it's on YouTube, anybody will be able to go back and compare it and say, well, what I experience now in 10 years' time, how does that compare with what the look of it all when it was all new? Nice copse of silver birch in between those pines there. That's very nice. And they're not getting their leaves back yet. Well, locals will be...
Drive 55 kilometers.
That recognises this because it's been around for... This bit has been around for a bit longer than the other bits, so it actually... but it's already telling me that I'm going to be home at 22:58, which is definitely, well, it's an hour quicker than... or an hour and 12 minutes sooner than it was predicting when I crossed the border. So that last 45 minutes, or 49 minutes, has actually saved an hour and it's taken off the clock more time than it actually spent to do. So it just goes to show what a big saving. It means I'm going more than double the speed that I would have probably been able to go on the old road. Yeah, the locals would be very happy with all of this because they really didn't like. I mean, people from Poznan didn't used to like going to the border along that old road. They called it the 3K road, Droga 3K. Yeah, 3 Polish words beginning with K: kurwy, krasnale I kolejne, which is prostitutes, dwarves, and ruts. The prostitutes, I think you can probably work out what was going on there. The ruts, well, probably as well. They just had very, very deep ruts in the road. This particular road is already a little bit older than the others because it's, like I say, it's the one from Nowy Tomyśl to the other side of Poznan. I think it's more than 6 years old already. So it's a little bit. There's just the beginning of a little rut forming there, but nothing like the ruts which are on the 3K road. But you might be a bit surprised to hear dwarves, krasnale. I don't mean medical dwarves, which actually in Polish has a completely different word attached to it, which is karzeł. It's nothing to do with krasnal, krasnoludek, or krasnal. There's lots and lots of words for mythical creatures like elves and dwarfs and what have you in Polish. That's why it's such a joy to read Sapkowski and see the wealth of nomenclature that he has for his mythical creatures in Polish. But these dwarfs, what they were just plaster casts, made from plaster, versions of the 7 dwarfs, or sometimes just any old dwarf with a fishing rod. They were there for the Germans who came and got them for their gardens. Any kind of kitsch, the Germans seemed to love it. And so the Germans used to come and buy these things from the side of the road in Poland, and they had all sorts of things. Another thing that they had was wicker baskets. That's a local industry that's been for many, many years a very traditional industry of wicker around this part of Poland. Nowy Tomyśl is like a centre of wicker. So if you want wicker baskets and things, you can come here and go along the road and buy yourself a wicker Alibaba basket for your laundry or whatever you want to have. That's the place to buy it. Of course, much cheaper than in the shops, and no quality. They last a long time. So That's what they call it. In Polish it's wiklina. That nobody's really criticising the wicker baskets. That's an old craft. Everybody's proud of that. But they're there next to all of these much more visible, kitschy garden statues, usually dwarves, which are really rather grotesque after a while, seeing all of these dwarves and prostitutes lined up along the roadside.